G'day. Welcome to the Prayer Project podcast, episode 1. My name is Jetta Doroshenko, and I'm here with Ian Alexander.
Good day, good day. It's such a beautiful opportunity to share a little about the Prayer Project and how it's benefited me and how it can benefit others.
Let's jump right into it. What is the Prayer Project?
So the Prayer Project is something that has worked for me over time, and it's an amalgamation of all these different technologies, the spiritual technologies that I've grown to use, and in conjunction and kind of putting them together, it's really been beneficial, where you have these creation cards, these intention scripting, these opportunities to do the prayer process, to pray with others, and to use prayer as a tool and technology for consistency, because I've done many things, and prayer is the thing that I can keep consistent, whether it be music or photography or searching through different opportunities to grow in different skill sets. Prayer always remains. So it's really benefited me, and it's why I do it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I think in practicing the Prayer Project, life is constantly changing. My personal opinion, life is change.
Mm-hmm.
And the Prayer Project and prayer is such a great consistency. It's something great to come back to, always there for you. And it's a great feeling.
It's a great tool because how it works is it really gives you an opportunity to share, right? You can pray for yourself, you can pray for others. And when you pray for yourself, you get a real good understanding of what it is you want and where you want to go, to say, okay, well, if I'm going to ask, then should be clear on what I'm asking for. So it's a really wonderful opportunity for the why of, well, why are you doing this? To create consistency, to create momentum, to create discipline, and that to have these tools that when days are hard and you're having a hard day and you have a lot of emotions, to settle in prayer and to process these emotions in wise and constructive ways.
I myself have been a practicer. I practice meditation, have done for almost 10 years now. And I have to say, in my exploration, the Prayer Project is a great way to very quickly bring yourself back to your center, your focus, and essentially your purpose.
And that's so important because as a crew and as a team and as part of the project, you have the opportunity to pray with other people and get really clear on what your purpose is. And service is a powerful tool for me to be of service. There's one wonderful story about Archangel Michael. A soul went to the Creator Almighty, and Creator Almighty said, I'll give you anything you want. What would you like? He goes, to be your servant. And then he says, I'll answer any question in the universe you had. And he goes, to make you happy. And these questions, the Almighty ended up making the soul Archangel Michael of that intense service. And I find that when you orientate yourself in service and in prayer, you really have purpose, whether it be your family, your community. And this builds a really good community because you can hear where people are coming from. And it gives you an opportunity to hear out what's important to that person at the moment, and also to have someone else pray for you so that you can process your emotions and be heard. And also the idea where there's many traditions that talk about where two or more are present and you offer up these ideas, things happen. And as many people have said, well, why do you pray? Because it works.
So how do you do it? What is the process?
So the process is very simple, just not necessarily easy. And there's a lot of volume. You wake up in the morning, you review your creation cards instead of doom scrolling. You said an early morning prayer, whether you do it with a prayer partner or you do it with the group or you do it on your own, ideally with a prayer partner or the group. 7 a.m. you wake up, you do your prayer process, get heard, and then ideally do the intention scripting or the angel scripting, depending on what connection you feel stronger with. And this intention scripting, you write out what you want to create for the day, ideally what you're grateful for, and answered prayers, what you want to ask in the esoteric, meaning the intangible. What you want to ask for in the material, like, I want $1 billion to serve, whatever that is. And then what you want to release, because it's important to acknowledge what you want to let go of. And then what you love and appreciate about yourself. And then ideally to really create an offering where you can have the opportunity to write out what it is you want to create, like your ideal day. Just write out the things you'd like to see progress. And it's amazing to see them come through and happen.
Mm.
So in that process, you have then during lunch, you noon, you pray again. In the evening, you pray again. And the idea is you create a lot of volume where you're focused on what you want. Instead of doom scrolling, you go through your cards. Instead of worrying and getting into a worry loop, you pray with your prayer partner. And it gives you a tool to fall back on to give your mind focus and direction.
I have to agree. Life these days is full of distractions. And when you break it down that simply, it's difficult. It's not easy to stay focused on your intention, on your purpose, and what fulfills you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another question. Where do you find the Prayer Project?
So the prayer project is something that is available to anybody, right? You can take this tool and you can take the information in these podcasts and use it yourself. And the idea is that what we offer is the discipline, the consistency, the community, the group, and the motivation, because the best way to do something is to do it. And this is something that I'm practicing and that we're practicing at the moment. And it's without denomination. It's saying, hey, come pray and get this practice. And it's fun and it's playful and it can be very clear about asking what you want. So you can use it in any way and it's available to you anytime. You know, whether you want to use it with your spouse or you want to use it in a partnership or you want to use it with companionship or friends. It's really available to anybody because the technologies are out there. They're very simple technologies. It's just using them, being consistent in them, right? You've got to work the tools. So how can they find it is by on the WhatsApp, the Instagram, and then we have meetings once a week on Sunday, and we do a prayer project on that timing there. And from there, we have different meetings depending on your level of integration to pray with your prayer partner, pray with groups, and then ideally create group meditations that create ideas around prayer and possibility, like this mass meditation possibility and these mass prayer possibilities of saying, all right, well, what if we all ask for wisdom? Then if everyone's wise, we'd probably live in a pretty cool place.
Interesting. Awesome. That sounds like a good time.
Hopefully
Honestly, a bunch of people getting together, talking about what makes them happy, how to get there, and a place to share, a place to be open.
But you can jump in every week we start. It's a 4-week process because that gives enough time to really learn it and the investment keeps you committed. So 4-week process, and ideally you want to keep with us. And if the community's for you, it'll work. And if it's not, find another spiritual technology or spiritual life that works for you. And if this is for you, come join us. And we're looking for good mood, good vibes, good attitudes, and people that know how to pray for humility and faith and wisdom and get some good outcomes. So, yeah, I think
that sounds very interesting. Praying for health, humility, and wisdom. Perhaps we could wrap up this podcast with a little prayer.
Let's do it. Divine energies, Lord, Father, Mother, Friend, beloved God, please bless us with wisdom, humility, and faith. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for the prayers, brother. This has been the Prayer Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a great day.